Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Velo protocol, aka Velo. So with that being said, I hope that you're all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. A lot of you have been requesting I talk about Velo. And I know that I see a lot of you talking about Stronghold as well. I might have to redo or possibly even re-look into Stronghold and actually do a full deep dive and breakdown very similar to this one. But I figured why not check out Velo. A lot of people have been talking about it, and yeah, this is it. So let's first off start with the chart. So the chart looks basically dead. It's sitting on about roughly 2 cents. And you know, a lot of these projects that have a chart similar to this are very interesting. Like Casper's one that looks very similar. Now, Casper did have an ICO at pretty much the end and the peak of the bull run back in 2021, and then it got completely killed. Now, Velo is a little bit different, right? Because this one launched early on, before the top of the bull run and stuff like that. It still had a nice little spike up, but nothing too crazy. As we look at this time around, a lot has changed, and I did do a full breakdown over on X actually of their white paper, which I will go over. But I want to start off with tokenomics because everyone should know the tokenomics of these projects. When we look at Velo right now, about roughly 25% of the circulating supply is out there. I personally love to see when the supply is well over like 70-75%. But it is what it is, right? These projects will still do good. It's just you always are weary of the supply. Now, I do have the distribution schedule out there that I'm going to be looking at as well and going over. But this is the total supply at about roughly 24 billion. Now, you might be saying, well, Nick, what about the other like roughly 6 billion tokens that got burned, which we will also go over. Now, let's talk about the white paper. So yesterday I did put out this post where I broke down the full white paper. I utilized ChatGPT and helped summarize it. I have been doing research regarding Velo protocol for the new deep dive that will be going live on the channel. Taking a look at the Velo white paper and helping summarize it with some AI assistance, you can clearly see how big of a winner Velo could be. Let's dive in. The Velo light paper version 2.0 outlines significant updates and enhancements to Velo's blockchain ecosystem, emphasizing its mission to revolutionize blockchain utility while maintaining compliance with regulatory frameworks. The key highlights include, and this is what I mean, right? Like we got a full new breakdown regarding Velo and what they're doing, and also significant updates that have happened along the way to really kind of put it into a prime position this bull run. Number 1, introduction of Web3 Plus ecosystem. Velo aims to bridge Web2 and Web3 technologies, combining decentralization and trustlessness with traditional finance to ensure regulatory compliance and mass adoption. Number 2, enhancements in version 2.0, detailed insight into token utility and treasury direction, emphasis on community governance through DAO systems, scaling up blockchain infrastructure and Web3 Plus integration. Number 3, addressing industry challenges, improving legacy systems, inefficiencies, and lack of privacy with blockchain protocols, enabling seamless KYB and KYC data sharing while enhancing data privacy. Number 4, introduction of Nova Chain. Now, Nova Chain we're going to be breaking down as a product in this video as well, but this is an EVM-compatible blockchain facilitating user acquisitions and interoperability between Web 2 and Web 3 services. Unique propositions and strengths, Velo's infrastructure empowers a new era of blockchain solutions bridging traditional and decentralized finance, adoption of DAO governance for community involvement, low conversion costs, and innovative revenue generation models. Number 6, Velo DAO implementation, empowering community governance through transparent decision-making processes, aligning the interest of token holders with ecosystem success. And number 7, liquidity aggregation and interoperability development, aggregating liquidity from DEXs and liquidity pools, focusing on regulatory friendly processes to support compliant digital credit usage. And then also best practices in IT and security, employing top IT security firms for audits and stress testing, implementing enterprise-level security standards for user trust. And then also the token utility, so Velo token utility. Revenue sharing opportunities for token holders. Reduced fees and staking rewards promoting ecosystem participation. Velo Identity Framework is number 10, balancing KYC and KYB verification with anonymous interactions on the blockchain, enabling secure and compliant transactions across various industries. Number 11, strong leadership and governance, experienced team and advisors ensuring good corporate governance, transparent token distribution, and vesting schedules. And in conclusion, Velo aims to be a global leader in blockchain technology backed by prominent conglomerates in Asia, focusing on integrating partners, chains, and financial institutions for offline and online digital credit ecosystem growth. Now, let's dive into a few things regarding it. So number one, the Stellar integration, right? So we have Velo tokens have been launched on the Stellar network and serve as a utility within our ecosystem, playing a key role in managing liquidity. Now, this happened back in March. Velo tokens function as a bridge asset offering collateral for digital credits issued through the platform, while the real-world assets that back these digital credits are also collateralized. Velo tokens are successfully listed on various exchanges, including HTX, KuCoin, Gate.io, and many more. And also, by the way, for those out there wondering where you can get Velo at, here are those exchanges. You have MEXC, Bybit, OKX, KuCoin, Gate.io, HTX, etc. Now, like I said, this is one of those projects that are kind of overlooked right now, and it will continue to be overlooked simply because a lot of people just kind of fade it. But this is fitting in the RWA space, the DeFi space, some of the big narratives as well, which is very exciting. Now, if we look at the burn rate, right, this was back in March of 2022. We have multi-phase token burn 20% of the total supply. And that started on the 16th of March in 2022. And this will be a token burn of 6 billion tokens. That already happened. It was 1 billion per month. And that already happened. 6 billion was gone, right? And it is gone out of the supply. That's why we only have 24 billion here. And roughly 25% of the supply is already out there. Now, I do think that this statistic is actually going off of the max supply. I might be wrong on that. I didn't really take the time to do the math, but regardless, we're going off of the 24 billion total supply instead of the 30 billion, and there's already about roughly 7.4 billion out there currently. Now, this is going to be released over the course of the next couple years. So by the end of this year, we should have about roughly 8.5 billion in circulating supply. Forecast for 2025 and 2026 is about roughly 11 billion. And then after that, we really kind of, relook back on possibly a new update that they have, because I'm sure that a distribution update will happen after that time or even during that time. But we could see how they were able to achieve an approximately 50% reduction to forecast distribution through a number of important adjustments to the original schedule, aka the XLM swap, delayed to distribution schedule, and then also new product roadmap as well. So very exciting stuff. Now, again, like I said, tokenomics, it's not too bad. Like 11 billion in terms of the circulating supply by 2025, 2026. I'm expecting that the bull run will probably be over by the end of this year, or possibly even like Q2 of 2025 if we go that far. So I don't think that tokenomics are going to be a big problem short term, and even long term, I really don't think that's going to be a big deal either, because when we really look at this, I mean, guys, we're talking about 24 billion total supply. That's not too crazy when you go over to the cryptocurrencies list and you look at like something like ADA, for an example, that has already almost 36 billion supply out there, and it has almost a $17 billion market cap. Let's go back to Velo, right? Even fully diluted, it has roughly a $600 million market cap. That's really nothing too crazy when you are talking about something that could very well be this big. Now, also, let's talk about a few things. Staking. So staking is going to provide a little bit more of an influx of those tokens. But again, this is still going back to the timeline here. It's not going to go over the forecasted circulating supply. So we're still looking at roughly 8.5 billion at the end of this year and 11 billion at the end of 2025 into 2026. So staking is still a possibility though. Like you can go stake right now. It's not going to affect that outline. And by the way, this is all done through Universe Wallets, which is an application that you can get on your Android phone or even on your iOS device, which is a very big deal for retail use and staking and things like that, which is a very it's a great gateway to retail adoption. But outside of this, let's get into the products. Let's get into Velo itself and the technicals. So when we go over to the website, we are met with supercharged money velocity, connecting businesses and individuals with a global pool of funds to supercharge the velocity of money through seamless financial services powered by our Web3 Plus ecosystem. And we have down here trustless, formless, borderless, limitless. You guys are more than welcome to go check out this video if you want, but there's no point in my opinion. But regardless, we have trustless with smart contracts, limitless with Web3 plus powered infrastructure, formless with fractional transactions, and then borderless with financial inclusivity. Now, to kind of break this down, trustless itself with smart contracts, this is just through crypto payments and smart contracts themselves. The next generation of financial users won't only rely upon trusted intermediaries such as banks or brokers, but also will have the option to use an automated peer-to-peer network, making financial transactions cheaper, faster, and more accessible. Then on the right side with limitless, this is their Web3 plus ecosystem. It's powering financial inclusion and financial freedom. We imagine a world where money and innovation are limitless. It knows no forms or boundaries. Your imagination is the only limit. Via a regulated friendly framework, it seamlessly integrates with traditional financial networks to allow you to easily move funds anytime, anywhere, for any purpose. And I actually think that this is great, considering the fact that this is basically a bridge to those traditional financial networks. This is a big deal for interoperability. And we also have formless. Fractional transactions. Value exchange takes many forms: money you hold in your hand, gold that you mine from the ground, or equity in a company in the form of shares or tokens. Our Web3 Plus ecosystem provides a landscape where all assets are formless and can be transacted against their real-world value. You won't need to own a whole of something to transact or trade, and can fractionalize your investments to suit your needs. So they're tapping into tokenization through this. They're tapping into pretty much everything: gold, money in your hand, anything. Equity in a company, you name it. Borderless. We are building an ecosystem for the borderless transfer of currency and assets to anyone on the network. It provides an innovative suite of financial products and services that make it possible for users to transfer, invest, borrow, and lend funds across the globe. And this is basically, everything, right? Like inclusivity and interoperability all at once. Earn rewards on Web3 Plus. This is with Velo Finance. We'll break that down as well. We're going to break down all of these products in a second. Down here, we get a glimpse at the Velo token itself. I've already kind of broken it down. And then down here, we have the strategic partners. Now, again, as I've said, they're already working with Stellar. Stellar Development Foundation is right here. You also have Visa on here. Copper's a big name. I've talked about Copper in the past. And there's a few other ones on here as well. And then we also have the investors. Some pretty large investors. I'm very familiar with LDA Capital. If you guys do know, when I made a video on MBD had an $11 million seed round from LDA Capital. They are a big individual or I shouldn't even say individual. They're a big investor that invest into some startups within the space, and even major players that are starting to expand rapidly currently around the RWA space, even around the AI space, and even just the Web3 realm. And we also have VInspire. Now, this is where you can look at some of the recent announcements. They have been making some very big moves lately. One of them is actually with Solana as well, if you guys want to go check that out. But now let's look at the team. So I did look at some of their backgrounds. They're not very substantial backgrounds. I'm more so focused on the advisors. So here's where you get a glimpse at some of the big names behind this company and this project, like Jed McCaleb from the Stellar Development Foundation. I don't think that Jed McCaleb even needs an introduction. I'm sure that all of you are aware of Jed from, looking into XLM, even XRP with Ripple, you name it. But there's also some other players here. You have a scientist of the Stellar Development Foundation, for an example, chief scientist of the Stellar Development Foundation. You also have an economics professor at MIT, Carnegie Mellon, and also even the University of Chicago, partner at Pantera Capital, and also even Signum Capital. So pretty big names here in terms of the advisors aspect. 2 team members. I wish that there was a little bit more of a glimpse at the development team and stuff like that, but it is what it is. You actually look up these 2 individuals. Again, they don't have a massive background in the space or anything like that, but they are 2 prominent names that have been recently expanding their resume, which is a very good sign. But I do like the Docs team, or at least 2 of the major players here in terms of the chairman and the vice chairman, and their advisors group really kind of just speaks for itself. Now, outside of that, let's look at interoperability in the Velo network and beyond. So this was back in February where this got posted, and we have interoperability in Velo's network and beyond. So again, looking into this, I'm really seeing the idea of interoperability now becoming a more prominent thing with a lot of these projects. And it really kind of started when we started talking about quant with Overledger, right? Like interoperability is such a big aspect for success within Web3 because Web2 needs to be able to connect. I mean, if you are not being able, like if you can't connect to Web2 networks, there's no point. You need interoperability. And we actually have interoperability as part of the Velo's mission to be trustless, formless, borderless, and limitless. The term interoperability in blockchain means being able to bridge out onto other protocols, networks, ecosystems by way of cross chains, bridges, and other forms of technical architecture. This is done with a dynamic aim of improving liquidity flows, information sharing, partnership works, and synergizing of the strong points of different projects. Now, the nascent rise of CBDCs. We are currently in time before retail mass adoption for the CBDCs of the world. Currently, there are over 100 countries working on programs and pilots for their respective national digital currencies. And before this can be implemented, there would need to be a consensus to bridge networks and different protocols together. This is illustrated by the fact that currently many projects in the crypto and blockchain space, although some are not government funded and backed compared to XRP with Ripple Labs, are still working on interoperability. This is a sign of the nascent rise of the coming digital blockchain financial system in which the most profitable or probable outcome will lead to digital currencies officiated by individual sovereign states. But before that, there will have to be a foundation laid out, and this is done through the current cryptocurrency age. By increasing interoperability between different networks, it is akin to using a standard gauge for trains operating in different countries. Now, we have, how is Velo going to usher this in? XRP and Ripple is currently working on the standardization of this blockchain financial system by being a bridge asset between different currencies or countries, CBDCs, and one of Velo's core mission is to be the Ripple of Asia through the use of her own stablecoins and Velo tokens. Like XRP, it will also be a utility token that follows or allows one to conduct blockchain transactions faster, cheaper, or more efficiently compared to traditional methods of remittance companies via the use of her sister company, Lightnet, and her slew of TradFi, DeFi, and blockchain partners. Formlessness will be through this new form of decentralized currencies, which will be the great equalizer for all, especially those who cannot have access to banking services in regions like Africa and even economically challenged countries in South America, where Bitcoin was the game changer for many. Borderlessness will be a thing of the past as the worlds work to a new digital age and eventually a one world currency that will tap on this future interoperability. Many will feel that the implications for this will be limitless, and here at Velo, we will take it step by step to see what else can be offered in order to help the underprivileged, economically challenged, and financially excluded. This is done through our vast product suite with Universe, which is their hybrid DEX, Orbit, a crypto to fiat payments super app that will tap on the coming 2024 Thai government's free crypto giveaway for the masses, Velo Finance, a staking platform utilizing Velo tokens, and many other services that we plan to unroll over the next few years. Along with Velo's sister company Lightnet, blockchain transactions across borders for both institutions and retail users will be facilitated. Velo Labs supercharging the velocity of money as we head into the CBDC age. Now, over here, we have Velo Finance. So this is the first of many products that they do have to offer. Now, this is where you can get yield, you can stake, things like that. You can see the TVL, the total value locked, is about roughly $30 million, which is pretty cool. You could also see the total supply, the farm release per block, all of that kind of stuff. You have the listed exchanges, their partners. You could also see audited by. And then up here, you have access to the Universe platform or app, if you will. That's this. So Universe, a hybrid DEX. This is basically like Uniswap or pretty much any decentralized exchange. This is what Universe actually looks like. It's going to take a little bit to load because I am utilizing my hotspot right now because I'm not in the office. But while that loads, we could check out the actual exchange. So this is the swap and direct exchange. So this is what the swap looks like. You could select your tokens, for an example. You can connect your wallet up in the top right. It looks like pretty much any other exchange within the space if you guys utilize any exchanges. Then you also have the direct exchange as well. Again, you have the Velo balance, which is my balance up there, Velo available in pool, my every balance, my Velo balance, and then also price one Velo for every. And then you also have the pools, which again, I don't think that I need to break down what liquidity pools are, considering the fact that we did break down with XRP. Then we also have farming, simply stake tokens to earn. And this is where you can see all of those yield farming opportunities within the platform. And then you also have Velo Labs, and this is the bridge. So you can go to the bridge, and this is where you could bridge BNB chain to Solana. You could also have select token and create token account, approve token transfer, and redeem on the top. And that's pretty much how you would bridge. And this is all powered by Wormhole. Now, again, there's a lot of questions in terms of like, all right, should I even trust Wormhole? I don't really like to trust bridges, so I don't really utilize bridges at all, if I'm being completely honest with you. But that is just my opinion in terms of bridging. But outside of that, let's go back over here to Universe because it did load. Again, that was on my end. It wasn't on their end. Here we have the overall view of this. Again, it looks very similar to pretty much any exchange. Looks very similar to like BitTrue, for an example, you name it. Very solid UI, nothing too crazy. It's very simple. Again, I don't like when I really look at these exchanges, they all pretty much look similar because most of them are forks of one another. But this looks very simple, very clean, and pretty straightforward. Now, outside of that, let's go to NovaChain. So NovaChain is a blockchain network. This is connect the world of Web 3.0 to with an interoperable EVM compatible blockchain. Now, if we actually open this up, we can go and check out NovaChain. And this just gives us a little bit of a breakdown about Velo chain and pretty much how everything works within it. Over here, we have the Nova chain itself. Again, we have the average blockchain or the block time, total transactions, total blocks, and also wallet addresses. Again, nothing too crazy. And by the way, let me put this on night mode so I don't blind you guys. You can see all the transactions here. You could also see the tokens up here if you wanted to. You could even see the APIs. Pretty much everything is straightforward. It's like an explorer, if you will. Now, outside of that, we also have Warp. So we have a cross-chain bridge. Now, like I said, we pretty much already looked into this through Velo Finance. It's kind of similar to it, right? This is what it looks like, except this is not through Wormhole, or at least I don't believe so. But we could see how you can bridge, like, for example, like the EveryNet network, Ethereum, BNB, and even the Stellar network to one another, right? So you can select your asset. Like, say for so if I went onto the Stellar network, we could select our asset here, like XLM will be here. Again, I'm not connected, so you wouldn't really see this. I could actually choose Stellar. So I'm on the Stellar network. Here's where I would type in like XLM, for an example. I'd find XLM, I'd select it. Then I would target, whatever network that I'm trying to go to. And then I would select the amount that's in my wallet, whatever amount that I want. And then I would just pretty much transact. And that's basically just a cross-chain bridge. Outside of that, Orbit's coming. So this is a Web3 plus payment app. Intuitively receive your customer fiat in crypto. And this is actually coming soon to iOS and Android. We could see about. So this is bridge the gap between physical and digital payments and provide solutions for small business owners to receive payments in crypto. And also over here, we have Quantum. So this is a remittance institutions, up-level traditional financial institutions with a blockchain-powered remittance highway. And this is Quantum connects trusted partners, which are businesses vetted and approved to join the network to each other, allows end users of each partner firm to access the benefits and services of other partner firms that are part of the Velo network, offer lower fees, faster transactions, and broader coverage to end users. So to really kind of summarize what Velo is trying to do, this is pretty much bringing together everything and trying to connect pretty much everything as well. It is a solid project from what I have been seeing, and a lot of what they are already offering is pretty substantial, which is very exciting. I do wish that there was more team members doxed. Again, it's one of those things where I just want like the entire team. Like I want to see the developer side, the marketing side, stuff like that. I want to see all of it. So that's like the main issue that I have here. The only other issue that I have in terms of this Velo Labs, like the bridge, again, I don't know. I don't think that this is the same exact thing as like the Warp. So I can't say too much about this. I would just say, I really would not trust Wormhole if I'm being honest. But outside of that, looks like a solid project. Going over pretty much everything that we have talked about. One of the biggest things that I've addressed is, how Web 2 comes over to Web 3. We know that this is converging at a rapid pace. We know major changes are happening around Web 2 and Web 3. And we know that businesses, individuals, customers, clients, you name it, they're all going to be moving towards a more digital realm of payments, transactions, all of it. And I do think that Velo is doing a very good job so far in terms of their overall socials. You know, they are seeing a significant amount of engagement and growth, which is a very good sign. If I was to say one thing that I would like to see from them, it's simply just, you know, more Docs members behind the team. Outside of that, it seems like they are moving pretty quick on a lot of great products. There's a lot of things coming soon as well in terms of like Orbit and Quantum. And I'm sure that they have a lot of other things in terms of the pipeline. I didn't see a roadmap at all on their website, which is another thing that I would love to see, but they don't have it. They do have an ecosystem, which again, when you actually go over to the ecosystem, it's pretty much just like a breakdown of all their projects that they have. They also have another white paper, which is the gold token white paper, which is just mainly tokenized gold. And besides that, there's not much else to really kind of go over with Velo. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know that a lot of people were mentioning, you know, other things around like interoperability. They are solving interoperability, which is a big deal, but it's not in the way that everyone is thinking, like in terms of like Quant with Overledger. But they are making some pretty significant strides to really kind of bridge everything together, which is a big +1 on my end. So outside of that, do I think that Velo is a major purchase that I would personally make? Well, at this current moment in time, I'm not looking to add anything else to my portfolio. But if I was looking to add something to my portfolio that I feel as though could have a significant move in the market and has a lot of substance behind it, I do think that Velo definitely gets the +1 on that aspect as well. I do think that I would add Velo if I did have room in the portfolio. But with that being said, do your own research. Make sure that you are always reading into everything, not just going over what I go over. But I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if there's more free content. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.